Hi, this is Bonnie, and today I have a plan for using these two stamps together to create a kind of a fun scene, a night scene, and a couple of different techniques, but nothing new that you probably haven't done before, maybe just a combination. And I'm also going to be using VersaFine Clair Golden Meadow and Rainforest, and I'm also going to be using Warm Breeze. And I'm also going to be using clear embossing powder. And I created a stencil, just a circle stencil that I needed. And I'm going to stamp some of these images a couple of times. So I'm going to go ahead and get a few things together really quickly. I know that I am going to be doing some fussy cutting today. And I have a piece of, this is a little bit heavier cardstock because I wanted it to be a little bit more substantial because I'm going to be fussy cutting it. And I know that there are some pieces on it that are going to be a little bit, just a little bit more, I want to say like the tail and stuff like that. I didn't want it to wiggle too much, so I wanted to use a little bit firmer cardstock. And so I'm going to be stamping this 2 times. I'm going to be stamping this in, I think this is, what did I say, a rainforest? Correct. And then I'm going to be stamping it again in Warm Breeze because I want the baby or child, the dragon, if you want to call it, a different color. And so I'm going to be layering him on top of this one. So I'm not cutting it out of this, but I'm going to cut it out of a different, I'm going to stamp it again and cut it and put it on top. And so it'll have a little bit of a dimension too. It can or it can, depends if you want to glue it or if you want to add foam tape. So this one needs a little bit more, although this will get covered up, but I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is stamped solidly. Which is why I love this stamping platform. Okay, so that should be good. Yep, it actually is quite dark, but I'm probably add some pencil to that if I want to lighten it up just a little bit. So for the bottom part of this, I'm going to stamp him yet again. But this part, I really only want the baby child dragon. And I'm going to be using the Warm Breeze for that. So it'll have a little bit of a difference, but it'll still sort of be complementary, I think, to the one above. So that's the plan. To get both of those stamped off, and then I'm going to fussy cut these out. Yep, he looks good. So, I mean, I could even switch this up. I could make this be the dragon, because this one is a little bit lighter, and this one be the baby one, but I'm not really sure, because if I did, I probably would choose yet another color. So, we'll see how that works. I'll see what I decide as I get going, because this is kind of dark, and I really wanted to have more of a green cast to it, but we'll see, because I could color this. Okay, so for the next step, I want to prepare the background, and I'm going to be using the stars, and I'm going to be wanting them to be within this circle. And I also set it up so I could see how that would work if I cut him out and put him like that. In fact, I probably will move that just a little bit because I like that opening to there. So let's see if we can do that, turn it a little bit more. I don't know, I think I'm just going to leave it like that off to the side. I think that works because I could put him even right there. Okay, so that's the plan. So I've got this all set up, and I'm just going to go ahead and put these stars on here like that. Remove my mask that I'm going to be using, or stencil I'm going to be using later. And I'm going to be using the VersaFine Clair Golden Meadow because I like this color for stars. And then I'm going to use my clear embossing powder right away and emboss this. But setting it up is, I guess, however you want it to set up is probably the most important part. And you really could put the stars underneath too if you wanted to, but I'm going to just leave it the way it is with the stars just like this. Make it a little bit easier to understand. So I'm going to go ahead right away and put the embossing powder on that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got that heat embossed with Clair embossing powder, and I've got my stencil window all set up, and I've pulled prize ribbon. I'm going to try prize ribbon. Usually I like to go with, as you probably, if you watch my videos, I like to go with chipped sapphire, but today we're going to try the prize ribbon. And the inside of these stars, the way that is set up, they are going to be blue inside, but that's okay, because I can always come back in and lighten those up too if I want to. So we're going to make this, and then I can also come back in and wipe back the ink that I'm putting on the stars. The other thing you can consider is if you have embossing powder that is glow in the dark. I think kids would absolutely love that if you were to add that to these two. I know I have some someplace, but I'm not exactly sure, so I didn't do that. But that's just a suggestion I think would be really super idea. I mean, I love this color blue. I think it makes a really pretty sky, but I think I'm going to add a little bit of more color by adding another color that's darker. But I'm going to keep adding this till I get a little bit darker. And then I'm going to pull out this, I'm going to pull out, it's called, I think, Uncharted Mariner. I can never say that very well. But yeah, I think I'm going to add that. So let me pull that really quick, and we'll add that. Yeah, Uncharted Mariner. I don't know why I can't say that, but there you go. This one has more of a, I don't know how to explain this. It's not as bright as the prize ribbon, but I think it's got more of a green in it. I think that's the best way to say it. I was trying to see how dark that was going to make it. It's not adding a lot of darkness to it, but it does, oh, I guess it does a little bit. It has like the greenish color. I kind of like it. But I think, you know, I'm going to take a peek, see how we're doing. And I think that looks really good. It does have a little bit of a lightness to it, so it's kind of like clouds in a way. So I'm just still trying to decide whether or not I want to add my chipped sapphire, which is my favorite. I think I'm going to, just because I like the darkness of it. So we're going to go with a little bit of chipped sapphire. And this is just how I kind of test things. Yeah, I knew I was going to like the darker. I like the two together. Okay. All right, that's the way I like it. That looks really good. I like that. I'm going to, like I said, wipe back that little bit of ink on the top. I'm probably going to use a Q-tip swab or a cotton swab, and I'll be right back. Okay, I wanted to show you this, what I was talking about, a Q-tip swab. So what I do is I mist this with my sprayer, and I just come in here and I know there's other ways you can do it. I've seen other people, but I like the fact that I have a little bit of control using this, and you can see how much it's picking up that's on the top of it. And I'm trying not to get too much into the ink around it because it's, well, it's water. The water will pick it up too. So I'm just trying to highlight some of these very lightly with it. And the thing of it is, if I keep rubbing it where that blue is, all that's going to happen is it's just going to move the blue around. So like I said, I keep misting it, but I don't make this saturated because you don't want it saturated. Just want it enough so that you can pick up some of that blue. It's almost like coloring. And it's just that this is not a fine tip, so you have to be kind of careful around it. It'll just give it a glow. It'll look like the stars have a glow if you go beyond the stars, so it's not that big of a deal. But you can see how I'm picking that up and that it's a little bit brighter now. See, you can see how the blue's coming off. So that works, I mean, it works really well. And I really like this color from the VersaFine Clair for stars or anything I want to have a little bit, you know, more glowing. So like I said, it's like coloring, but with picking it up with, I don't know what they call these. We call these Q-tips or cotton swabs. So I'm not really sure what they're called in other countries, but it's just got cotton on the end of a stick. Looks like I need to clean that one off too, but I'm almost done. So I just wanted to show you how you can do that and just, you know, pull that ink back up and get a little bit more color to your stars. I think that's good. I think that looks pretty good. All right, so the next step is to get my to get the Grandpa Huxley cut out and figure out how he's going to go on the card. Okay, so I have the Grandpa Huxley colored in and all ready to go, and I actually have this already on my card base. So he is colored up like I said, and he is just basically going to sit right there in the middle of that circle that we created. And he's already got double-sided tape on him. I'm going to get him a little bit situated better. There, and I did that color in the little grandson, or little, yeah, the little grandson, but on here, which you really could just almost really leave it just that way, but I did go ahead and color it, and I put double-sided tape on the back, and the second one that I stamped off, and he's going to go right there. So it's kind of a 3D, because they're both sitting up on top of the card base, but you really could mask him off and just totally stamp him on there. You probably could do it that way too, I guess. But anyway, just thought that was a fun little way to make a quick card. Kind of quick. It took a little bit longer to color it in, but again, you don't have to do that. So I just want to thank you for stopping by, and I'm going to have what I use below in the description, and we'll see you again soon.